Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is another episode of Holydemonhero Plays through SevTech Ages. So I've done a lot of work here since the last time, well, I guess not that work. I had a little add-ons to the base, and also did a lot of digging for ore. You can see here, I got all the tin and copper ore, and all the coal dug up from those veins I found last episode. And also did a bit of just collecting of various resources to fill in all these little advancements that haven't completed yet. So a lot of them are pretty simple. So for one, how to make a hunting dimension frame. Pretty simple. It's just a sword surrounded by wood blocks. So you get 8 wood blocks and a sword. You get 4 of those frames. And you don't even have to make the portal frame, or you don't actually have to make the actual portal, just making the frame itself is enough. Then let's see, another one was the plumb line, which would have helped us a lot during our mining expedition. So to make that, you have to make spindles and surround the spindles with string. Then that's how you make a bolt. And for that, you get the plumbing in the depths. So using it tells you the Y coordinate. So yeah, you're up higher, Y goes up. The lower you are in altitude, Y goes down. All right, let's see. Yes, the stirring pot. Let's see. Bowl. Basin, there we go. All right, so a wooden basin is made just with sticks and wood blocks. Here we go. And these are quite handy because now when we want to make leather, we don't have to go and do one by one. You can now do it in groups. So you can put multiple pieces of leather in there at a time. And you can fill it with water like that. Okay, yeah, so that's what it was. You can put in 4 items total. And so 3 of them should be hide, and 1 of them should be the combining reagent. There we go. And that then gives you the different hides. And then, yeah, you let it dry for 2 minutes. Alright, and in the meantime, let's see. Another one, the crunchy pillows. So, we don't actually have a bed yet, but we can make a very cheap bed out of leaves and straw. Just hay bales and leaf blocks together makes you a straw bed. And, yep, put it down. And it looks, it doesn't look very comfortable, but this works as a bed, and you can sleep in it when it's at night. And it does work as a spawn point too if you were to die, but honestly, I don't really like the looks of it, the aesthetic, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I think the TP looks much nicer. Alright, the next one is the channel. So for the channel, you actually need porcelain blocks, which I've already shown how to make. And the channels are actually very handy for the whole Tinker Tools smelters. And what you do is, if you have a faucet, I'm just going to grab this faucet right here. If you have a faucet, you actually put the channels underneath the faucet, and then you have to make sure that the way you angle them is the little arrows are pointing away from the faucet. So if I had any melted iron or other melted metal in there, you can actually have them direct into a different container. For instance, we could make ourselves some clay barrels, like for the ones down here. Those are going to be the next ones. Got one right there. So here we got a unrefined clay barrel, and then the next one also a barrel extension. And because they're unfired yet, we just have to cook them. I moved the kilns over here because I made a wooden roof, and yeah, turns out open fire has a pretty big radius for setting wood on fire. Here we got all the dried hide. So got the piece of resin already in there. And put 3 hides and swirl it around. And there you go. So leather production now much quicker using these basins. You can also use the basins for other things, which we look the basin, if you hit U and then go to the wooden basin tab, it shows you all the different things that you can make with it. Yeah, dirt turns into mud, hide turns into salted hide, with 1 piece of salt. And so here it shows you all the different ingredients: flour and salt, mixed dough, and there's quite a lot. Most of them are the same ones, just with all the different variants. Here it shows rice flour with void salt, but trying to find all the unique ones. Yeah, so you can make the different hides, you can make mud, and you can make flour into dough. All right, let's see. Okay, so we got bottom of the barrel, and then the barrel extension too, which okay, so we have to actually place it in. So there we go. We can attach it to the channel will attach to any fluid holder. So that includes barrels and also other melters or porcelain casting basins. And then barrel extensions you just put on top of a barrel, and that means that it can now fit more fluid inside of it. And if you wanted to get something out of the barrel, you could take a faucet and then just put it on the side of that. And so this is actually a way to make fluid flow upwards, because from the faucet it only can pour out to things underneath it. But if you make barrel extensions that go upwards, even if they don't fill up all the way with liquid, they will still pour from wherever the faucet is attached. So let's say you have a tower of barrel extensions that's like 50 barrel extensions high, and put a faucet at the very top. It would still pour out from the very top, even if only the bottom one was filled. That's something you can use for your smeltery configuration, however you want to do that. Aqueducts. Now this one's a little weird because I usually just build my base near a water source, so I have no use for them, but because you can't make infinite water sources, you need aqueducts. And I'm going to show off what these do here. Aqueducts you put near water, but the way that you use them, actually let me, for that I'm gonna Go ahead and sleep through the night. Don't want any creepers sneaking up on me while I'm talking. Alright. So, you actually have to make the aqueducts in 2-block areas. So, we have the running water, and as you can see, it starts to get lower, and eventually, after a few blocks, the water stops running altogether. But if you put an aqueduct underneath it, you can actually extend the reach of flowing water. You can see now it evened out. And so if you want to bring water from a very far distant source, like a stream or ocean, over to your farm, you use aqueducts. But because we're so close to one, don't really have use for them. But now we got the advancement all checked off. Hooray! Alright, the dung pipe is a bit weird. So, here we go. Dung pipe. Haha. So, dung pipes you can use to put on other containers to suck out their items. And yes, you can also use a sewer pipe to, those are like the solid block versions of it. And show off how those look like. Very similar, but you need tin plates to add on. But essentially, you just put this on a chest, and it just starts sucking items out and dropping them into the overworld. So, let's see here. Nope. Come on, pick it up. There you go. Yeah, alright. So, I'm gonna attach this on the side, and it drops everything out! Oh! And it doesn't stop until it's empty. So it has a pretty quick rate of dropping stuff out. Definitely much quicker than the Ender IO. But, right now we don't really have a use for it because our network of storage is just a bunch of chests on a wall. But once you have a larger network of items, or if you want to empty out a chest very quickly, or just if you have an automatic farm that collects stuff and put from one chest into the overworld, that's what you would use. Alright, and then last one in our little list right here that I prepared is our clay kiln. And for the clay kiln, we have to make clay kiln blocks. So if you type in kiln, here, it'll be one of the first ones to pop up. Yep. First one, 2. And you need to make 8 blocks total, so do the crafting recipe 4 times. And you get the advancements just from making the blocks on their own. However, and I'm just gonna put this right here. I'm gonna find a better place. You put them in a configuration of 4x4x4, but you also need an engineer's hammer, which we made last time. And so with engineer's hammer, you just go up to it and right-click, and ta-da! It turns into a multi-block. Alright, so it looks like in this version, they have to be ingots when you put them in. So the ore itself won't work. Or the clusters, I guess. But yeah, so putting a copper ingot and tin ingot in, and then just regular old coal is good enough as fuel. It will hopefully smelt into copper. Not copper, bronze. It'll smelt into bronze. Hooray! And it looks like it takes 3 copper for one tin ingot, so we're going to need a lot more copper. Yeah, so now we got our bronze. Hooray. And we also got the Abyssal Craft one because earlier we crafted the Necronomicon. And then that's going to be a whole thing about making Abysscraft items, going to the beneath, and then also starting with the blood magic. And to start with the blood magic, we actually have to collect souls. And to do that, we need snares. So to make a snare, we need strings, ash, and tin. Okay, so the snares are weird. You throw them at mobs, and then the mobs will sometimes emit sparkles, and then when they're emitting those sparkles, you kill them, and you get a chance to get their soul. It's weird because it's not always guaranteed. Like, I have tried it a few times where it just straight up fails. Well, let's see how it works. So there we go. Zombies smoking. And hey, we got a well off of it. Hooray. Okay, that one got a will too. Okay. That is interesting. When I was testing earlier, there was a few times when I used the snares and I didn't get anything. Yep, even skeletons give it. Okay, well. Got so much stuff on me. Let's put this away. We got so much will. Hooray! Okay, now the reason we needed this demonic will was to make our altar. Our blood altar. Because that's not sinister or creepy at all. Yes. This mod, you actually have to delve into dark. Are those 3 of those giant dogs? Oh. I don't want it. I will have to deal with them, but this is this big scary ones. Ooh. Okay, well. I used my sword for the hunting frame. New one. Okay, so wow. One despawned. Okay, so we got some wild dog pelt, and oh, you can make boots out of it. And glue. My dog pelt boots. Yeah, they're from a different mod than the other wild, or I guess wolves. Let's see, restrainer's been collected. Wow, that's a lot. Ran out of bait. Yeah, I dug up some worms, put them in here. As you can see, we get a whole bunch of stuff out of that. My birds are doing well. Let's just build that again. Okay, well, back to the blood altars and demon sacrificing. It's a lot of dark stuff involved. But I guess it's for the sake of progress, so I guess that makes it alright. Anyway, so let's see. Here we need bronze ingots, stones, and a furnace, and a demonic will. That's why we needed the snares for, which the snares you make out of tin. So you'll first have to find tin and be able to turn it into tin bars to make the snare. And just gonna real quick make all that. Did I really not? Could have sworn I had more smooth stone. Put it in here. Nope. Okay, well. This will only take a moment. And 2 bronze. And the bronze we got right here. Also from the bronze you can make a whole bunch of other stuff like sacrificial dagger that you'll also need for the blood magic. Runes, ritual charms, and a hellfire forge. So yeah, a whole bunch of very fun things. As well as you can then start making things out of bronze for the casting, although we don't have that fully yet. Bronze plates. We'll unlock that very soon. The bronze plates turn into armor. Okay. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. We're so close. And oh, got the demonic will in my bag. Right here. There it is. Alright, and there we go. Blood altar. Haha. And we'll just put it down right here. So the blood altar is, yeah, just a single block. However, later on, you actually have to make an altar as far as like a multi-block structure with this at its center. And that includes making like a pyramid, and putting like runes and different magic blocks around it in a certain configuration. And that's a whole nother thing that, get into. But yeah, so the next thing would be to make a trophy case, finding a Shoggoth layer in Swamp and River. Yeah, so we're gonna have to fight some Cthulhu Lovecraftian things, but I'll save that for the next time. Just wanted to do those quick advancements that we had with stuff here at the base. And I will then see you all in the next episode. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. See y'all next time.